There are only four time frames that you would use to analyze the market: daily time frame, 4 hours time frame, 1 hour time frame, 15 minutes time frame, or 5 minutes time frame, depending on the one as you like. I'm going to show you how to use all of these time frame to analyze the market. But before we go into that, if you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Divine and I'm a forex trader. What I basically do on this channel is document how I trade and as well show you the mindset behind my strategy. If you want to be secretly like this, I want you to smash the subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment. I'll be right back. Remember I said to you that you only need four time frames: daily time frame, 4 hours time frame, 1 hour time frame, 15 minutes or 5 minutes time frame. These are the only time frame you need for you to analyze the market. I'm going to show you how to use all of this time frame in this video. And I'm going to be using a live trade example on AUDJPY to show you how to use these four time frame. Now the first time frame is simply daily time frame. Whenever you come to these time frames, you have a purpose. You have a purpose on daily time frame, you have a purpose on the 4 hours time frame, you have a purpose on the 1 hour time frame, you have a purpose on the 15 minutes time frame or the 5 minute time frame. Your duty is simply identify that purpose and go to the next time frame. For example, now my purpose on day time frame here is to simply identify direction. Where is price going to and where is price coming from? And for me to understand this direction, I want to simply use support and resistance, right? That means I'm simply going to use support and resistance to understand direction. But if you look with your eye, you can see that price is simply an uptrend. But you don't have to work with your eyes. You have to work with your tool, which is support and resistance. In this case here, I can clearly see that here is my obvious support and here is my obvious resistance. If I'm to interpret this support and resistance right now, I can clearly see that price is an uptrend, but price broke below support level and support has turned to what? Resistance, meaning that an uptrend is about to be a downtrend. This is how to identify direction on the daily time frame. Now, having identified direction, I simply want to identify key levels. And key levels are simply areas that price made a reaction from on the trend. If you look at this point here, price made a reaction here and gave us a key level here. When price got back to this point and turned here to resistance, it gave us a key level. These are the only two things you want to do on the daily time frame: identifying direction using support and resistance, and identifying key levels using price action. Now our interest now is simply on this key level, because we've identified the key level and direction, which is the main purpose on the time frame. We are simply going to go to the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, we are simply using these key levels to know what we are going to do. And the purpose of 4 hours time frame is to identify market structure and supply or demand zone. And for us to identify market structure, we want to simply see how price has behaved since price got to this key level and since price got to this other key level here, right? If you look closely, when price got to this key level here, price gave us a low, a high, a low, a high. This is a low, and supposedly here is meant to be a high that will give us what? A low. Now our interests have changed because we are focused on this particular low and this high here, and again this particular high that is here, right? Right now, we have changed our focus from these key levels to become this particular high and this low. We want to simply see how price is behaving at this low and at this high here to know if price is going to continue to downside or price is going to continue to the upside. Let me zoom in properly so we'll see the bigger picture. Remember, our interest is simply to understand how price is behaving at this low and at this high here. Now, if you look closely, you will see that when price got to this low here, price was giving us higher highs and higher low up until price got to this point and gave us a change of character. Right? Let me use the marker to show you again so you see it clearly that this place is simply a low, this place is a high, this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, this is the high, and this high gave us a change of character. Meaning that this uptrend that was happening here has changed to become a downtrend. And this place is simply a high, a change of character, and here is simply a low. Now, if you look at this particular process very well, you see that this place gave us a high that caused a change of character, and this place became the new low, and this low gave us this high. Right? This low gave us this high. That means our interest now is simply focused on this particular new high here and this low that caused a break of structure. Remember, this previous high here, this previous high here gave us a change of character, and this high gave us a break of structure, giving us information that price is simply going to be on a downtrend. And again, price also induced an equal low at this point here, inducing liquidity at this particular point here. Now, our interest now is simply work with this high and this low to identify where the supply zone is, right? And if you look closely, you see that here is simply or obviously a supply zone. Here is simply a supply zone. What you want to do now is to simply use this information of an identified supply zone to go to the 1 hour time frame and refine it to become a point of interest. That means on the 1 hour time frame, our purpose is simply refine our supply zone that we identified on the 4 hours time frame to become a point of interest. And for you to refine it, we want to simply represent it with a specific candlestick. Let me go to the 1 hour time frame. Remember, this is the high that caused a break of structure, right? And when price was that break of structure, price formed this low here. And this low here could not take out the previous high, but instead created a high that took out the low, right? Meaning price in a downtrend. And we're able to identify this high and this current low that induced liquidity, telling us that price is going to come back to that point. Now, for us to define this particular supply zone that we identified on the 4 hours time frame, we want to simply represent it with a specific candlestick. And if you look closely, I'm simply going to be using this dodgy candlestick here to represent this whole zone here. And again, whenever price leave a gap on the market, price is going to come back to fill it before price continues to the downside. So the reason we're going to look for sell opportunity is this. One, price induce an equal low liquidity that price is likely going to take out very soon, and price also have a gap to fill here to continue the sell. Now, for us to have an entry, we want to identify liquidity. Remember, we first identify high time frame liquidity on 4 hours time frame when price induce an equal low here, giving us the sign that price is going to come back to it. Now we have to identify liquidity that price is going to sweep in that will hold this particular point of interest. And as you can see, there's so much trader liquidity at this point here, and there's a gap to fill. That means here is simply liquidity point, right? And price needs to fill this gap. This is the reason why this place is going to hold. That means an entry on this particular pair right now is just simply wait for price to buy to the upside and then give us a change of character, and then we'll sell to this liquidity point here. We're going to be looking for a sell opportunity from this particular point here on this gap here. Our stop loss above this level here. Our take profit is going to be on this particular inducement, that price induced an equal low, right? And our entry is simply a 1:5. This is the overall setup for this particular pair, that you have to be patient enough for price to simply buy to this upside, and then we'll look for a sell. But now, what I will do is this: if price open tomorrow, being Monday, today is Saturday, anyhow, if price open, I want to simply see price do two things. Then I'll follow price to buy to this particular level here. That's where the 15 minutes time frame comes in, right? Remember, on the 1 hour time frame, we are able to identify liquidity and refine our supply zone to become a point of interest. Now, for me to have an entry here, I have to wait for price to come to this place, and then I'll sell. But it doesn't mean that there's no opportunity for a buy. That if I see price give me a reason to buy here, I'll simply buy to this level here, and that's where 15-minute time frame comes in. Let me show you how to use it. Now, because I understand here is an inducement that price have induced, and I want to see price simply buy to the upside, take out this liquidity, and then sell. What I want to basically do is this: because price has given me a reason to start buying, I'm simply going to wait for price to do these things before I start buying. Because if you look here, price gave us a change of character, and price also gave us a break of structure, which has confirmed that price is about to go to the upside. Now, for me to simply buy this particular market, I'm simply going to wait for price to open tomorrow and take out this liquidity that is here, and then I'll look for a buy opportunity to the upside. That means my reason to buy is simply this: if price open tomorrow, if price open on Monday, I'll put my stop loss here. My entry is going to be at this level here, and I'm going to target price to this particular level here, which is simply a good trade of 1:4 risk to reward. These are my two setups for this particular pair. Now I'll simply buy price to the upside, and if price gets to my level, I'll simply sell price to the sell side if price give me the same activity here. Because this is the reason I'm buying, because price gave me a change of character and a break of structure, which will take out the liquidity to continue to the upside. This is going to be what I'm going to look out for if price open on Monday. That'll be all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.